welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tells podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are live on a Monday, ready to do some podcasting. You can find us everywhere you find podcasts. Just search the Black Guy Who Tips. The official weapon is
phone jail,
and the unofficial sport,
bullet ball.
And bullet ball, extreme. So, lots of stuff to talk about, but I guess first I have to ask, do you have any banter?
I do.
All right.
Can we talk for a minute?
Banter.
Can we talk for a minute?
Banter. Banter.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you
All right, Karen, start up that banter.
Yes, my first thing, and this kind of happened on Friday, and it was not on purpose. You old when you turn your phone off and you act like you in the 1990s, because I turned my phone on silent, and I forgot to turn it off for silent, and I was like not far away, and Roger was like, he needed me to do something. He ain't getting no response from me. He ended up doing it himself. I was like, but I was in the other room. I felt so bad, and I kept apologizing. I don't know why. I was in the room. I didn't pay that phone no attention. Child, I was playing my video games. I was like, child, I act like that phone did not even exist. That's when you know you old, because, the younger people have a tendency to phone, and some older people, the phones is like an attachment of their limbs. But for me, it's not sometimes. And so that's why, I make it a running joke, but it's true. That's why I the best purchase I ever made was my Apple Watch, because that's how I could find my phone. Because I put my phone down, go do some other shit, and forget where I put it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I think it's probably because of anxiety, but I keep my phone on me all the time, or, checking in on it. I have to basically turn off alerts so that I don't always constantly get notified of everything people have to say all the time. That's why my social media alerts aren't on for like Instagram, and
I turned
people
all those
DM
off.
me, and sometimes I don't get back to them for days, because it's just like, if you want me, email me or text me or something if you know me. But I wasn't mad. It was no big deal. I just left. I thought you were asleep or taking a nap, so I just left and went and got my package from the apartment office, and just came right back, so it's no big deal.
No problem.
Speaking of Friday, the most random thing happened to me Friday. I was out getting some tacos for lunch, because I didn't have time to cook, and I was leaving the taco place, Tacos for Life, and this car pulled up. It was like maybe 3 or 4 black people in it, and they were like, hey, say this, whatever. And I had one of my headphones in. And so I just figured they thought they knew somebody that was talking to someone else. But then they were like, hey, hey, man, come on. And I turned around and I was like, oh, y'all talking to me. I was like, what's going on? And I came over, and there's like a lady with a bonnet on and the window down. And she was like, and they sounded like they were from like, the country, black people, or just southern black people. I don't know if that's a country, but they just stopped me, and they were just like, hey, man, where are people at? And I was like, I'm assuming they mean black people.
Yes.
So, but the thing is, we live in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we make up a lot of the population.
Yes, we do.
So we kind of everywhere.
Yeah, we are.
So I'm just like, what does that mean?
Right.
Where are people at? So I'm like, you in Charlotte, it's everywhere. It's like, yeah, man, I'm just sick of seeing all these white people, man. Where are people at? Where could we go to find our folk or whatever? And I'm like, I mean, what kind of black people? It's like multiple kinds of black people here. It's not even
what
just
you
one
looking
type.
for. Right.
And then they was like, you know what the projects are? Like, where's the projects?
Okay. I'm
like, the projects. Yes, I know where they're at. I grew up in some. My family, both sides come from different ones. But like, are y'all sure?
Right.
Who the fuck want to go to the projects recreationally?
Right. Just riding through.
Like, I can give you the directions, but I mean, it ain't my business. But I just had to make sure they was sure. Like,
yeah, like
I understand. I'm not saying that out of no just racial stereotypes. I mean,
but just
it is what it is. Like
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte still got, we for some reason the trend here with the murder rate is going up, and it's not everywhere else is going down. So I don't, I'm just like, you from out of town, you finna just roll up on some unfamiliar projects and say where the black people at. Okay.
Right. You got it, dog.
But they were sure. They said, yeah. So I gave them directions. I hope they have a wonderful time. And
hope they had a good time, too. Be safe.
Right before they left, this black lady with the bonnet on, she leaned out the window and said, thank you. You have a good day, even if I never see you again, black man. And she started laughing. And I said, you too, sister, and waved at them off.
That's
and,
hilarious.
If I end up on a YouTube prank show or something, that's what happened, because I have no idea. I've never had an interaction like that specifically. And then people on social media was like, oh, they were just trying to find some weed. But then even then I was a little like,
they wouldn't know.
I don't necessarily want to say that. I mean, I guess maybe if you just associate, like, you roll up in any projects and be like, can I have some weed?
That's not how that works.
I'm like, if that was the case, they could have just went down to South End where the white folks at and probably found somebody got the weed. Like,
yes, sir.
Like, I don't know enough about the drug game to really be knowing the drug game like that. But I was just like, yeah, I actually don't know what they were doing, and I just hope everything is okay. Maybe they just genuinely wanted to be around some other black people, and drive through the hood or whatever.
They might have, right?
So good luck to them.
I hope y'all safe and made it back home safely.
Send them over to Little Rock and Roseland. So. Good luck. You have anything else?
Yes. Temu, Temu, and is that how you pronounce it?
It's like Temu or I know it's pronounced weird because I saw the commercial for the first time and I just went, that's not how I've been saying it.
I call it Temu.
I think you might be right.
Okay, because I like that's how I look. Temu, Temu, Temu.
Yeah. What about it?
Oh, I got an email from them. And the email just said, question mark, percentage sign, off. Bitch, what does that mean? What does that mean? Is it free? What does that mean? I don't understand. Do you not know what the percentage off? Am I going to get there and they be like...
Are you asking me or telling me?
Right? That email, I didn't even click on it. I was like, I know you're a real site, but I'm not going to click on this because I'm scared I'm going to get spam. They normally give you a number. They normally just be like, I don't know, whatever you think it should be. I did not understand this email. I did not get this coupon. I've never bought anything from there. I just happened to be on the site. And I think something happened. I ended up getting an app or something like that. And I was like, the fuck is this? So then I took it off my phone and I think they got my email address and now they're just sending me shit. So I'm like, you know what? No, thank you.
I just looked it up. It's Temu. Tehmu.
Temu?
That's what they say.
Whatever, Temu. You are Temu.
Yeah, I mean, I see it says
Temu.
Yeah, Temu.
Oh.
So that's what they say. Anyway, and then the last thing for me is well, I guess it's two things. First of all, I tried watching Joe Rogan's stand-up special. I'm still trying to get through it. I'm like maybe halfway through, a little over halfway. And I watch this stuff not because of the reason y'all watch stand-up, which is, to virtue signal about being good or bad people. But as I've said many times, I watch stand-up all the time. People I like, people I don't like, people I agree with, people I don't agree with. Funny is funny. Sometimes there's a bunch of reprehensible motherfuckers that I don't think made good, valid points or said shit I agree with, but I'm like, fuck, Patrice O'Neal's very funny.
Hello. Yes,
but at the same time, I'm not, I don't need to walk out here talking about women the way he does. Joe Rogan stand up, the thing it made me realize is, don't eat the popcorn on the mic, Karen. What you doing? We professionals. What is happening?
I did not realize you could hear me. My bad.
Well, you've only done thousands of episodes. You started to freestyle in episode 3000. You gonna start filling out the popcorn on me?
No,
what is happening?
I am not. I thought I was chewing silently. Apparently, I was
right
not.
into the mic. But even still, just the popcorn can't wait till the show over.
It can.
What is happening?
I am a professional, y'all.
Oh my god. Anyway, Joe Rogan. The thing I realized is because of the fan base he's cultivated and the people that he has surrounded himself with, there's certain cultural signifiers that are facts on his side of the aisle, whatever side you want to say that is. I don't watch enough of his stuff to truly know any of his political stances, and that's not the point of what I'm saying. But there's just certain signifiers that I don't share with them. So to me, it doesn't make it funny. It's not a punchline to me.
Right.
And I don't mean it because I'm so uptight and serious and I would never laugh. I mean it in that it don't hit me the same because I don't know anything about that. So it's like he'll say some shit like one of his jokes was like, we lost a lot of people because of COVID and they're still alive. And everybody starts laughing. It takes me like an extra second to be like, what the fuck does that mean? Right. Oh, because if you got vaccinated or something, to him, you somehow got lost or you're weak or whatever. Fuck the millions of people that actually died from it and shit.
Right.
You know, but obviously the people that are his fans listen to his podcast. They traffic in his UFC world and shit. So to them, that was hilarious. And to me, I'm like, so what was the joke really? Yeah. The joke is COVID's kind of not real in some type of way, and it says a lot about us sheep who got vaccinated and all this other shit. And so there's so much of that kind of stuff in there where he's just leaning on his audience in a way where it's like, if you don't specifically know the environment of his podcast, it's just harder to navigate. So it was just so many jokes that I was just like, oh no, the joke is
right, and the audience would be cracking up, and you'd be like, what?
Right? Yeah, because China something, or it's a lot of. I'm not political, but most of my jokes kind of lean in this like right wing kind of talking points area. You know, he talked about how great Buc-ee's was, the gas station, but then he's like, hey, and you should be able to vote in there too. Imagine you could vote for Trump in Buc-ee's. And I'm like, oh, you had to shoot that vote for Trump, you know. So it was just kind of an interesting scenario because I just felt more like a cultural outsider than I was. I'm not offended, obviously. I don't really get offended by comedy, and I'm not suggesting anyone else listen to it because I know how y'all think. Someone talked about something, then y'all get curious, you want to watch it, and then you come back to me as if I told you to go watch it, and then I get mad because I didn't do that.
Right.
And I just want to skip that step. So if you're out there listening like, but Rod, you said I didn't.
You're not. You're an adult, make a decision.
Yeah, but I just, it just felt like in addition to that, it was kind of dated. It wasn't like the most clever jokes and stuff, but it was just stuff that better comedians have done better, even if you disagree with them. So like Dave Chappelle's done trans jokes and stuff better than he has, even though I didn't find Dave's trans humor to be eye-opening or very funny either. But it was like, if you gotta pick one of the two to give you 10 minutes of trans material, it's not gonna be Joe Rogan for most people, I think. So I never really was into his stand-up back in the day, but you know, I'll check in with somebody. Like there's people where I'm like, I didn't know they were that funny, and then they hit like, I don't think they're that funny, and they hit like that third, fourth, fifth special. I'm like, well, okay, that one was funny to me.
Agreed.
And it doesn't happen all the time. It actually happens very rarely, but every once in a while we'll check out a stand-up special and be like, I didn't expect them to Marlon Wayans. I didn't expect Marlon Wayans special to be funny, and I enjoyed it. You know, and no one agrees on stand-up specials anymore anyway, so it's just kind of like a thing I do for myself at this point, because you know, if you find two people that agree on stand-up at this point, it's got to be very rare, because there's not tentpole stand-up. It's just, you know, give everybody a special and we'll see where people feel that day, you know.
What stick, what doesn't. And the thing about only because I see in my feed and because of Netflix, this was actually done live, and so what you're watching is like the after recording of it.
But it was just funny because like there were times even his fans didn't know him to laugh, and I was like, yeah, maybe he's like, I couldn't decide. Like, it's It's like when I watch Slow Horses. Is Slow Horses really good or is it really British? I don't know. I've been watching. I finished the whole 3 seasons. I'm ready for the next season to pop up. So I clearly have enjoyed it on some level. But I can't tell you that it's a great show for sure. Because if I'm being honest, some of the shit that happens on there is like the kind of stuff that we'd roll our eyes at if it was another show. We'd be like, what the fuck? So in the 3rd act of this season, all of a sudden dozens of people at the agency just fucking die and there's just gonna be another season after this and y'all gonna still be the slow horses or whatever. That makes no fucking sense. But if you say that makes no fucking sense, then I'm like, well, I guess maybe it makes some sense. It's said it with an accent, so maybe if it is bollocks or whatever the fuck, then I guess that's fine. But yeah, I don't know if it's good, to be honest. I know they're getting some good acting performances out of Gary Oldman, but that nigga always is good. So that's not really.
He always acting.
Yeah, you don't get credit for that as a show. That don't make your show good. You can put Gary Oldman in anything just about. He was talking to apes and motherfucking Planet of Apes, and I was like, yeah, I believe this. So I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about that show. But yeah, Joe Rogan. Anything else?
Yes. We went to a baseball game. We went to go see the Knights with Keith and his girlfriend, and that was fun. We had a good time, and I got on the big screen at the baseball game.
Yeah, all by yourself apparently.
No, okay.
So not we, just you. Okay. Got it. No, you said it. You said it. You said how you felt the first time. There's no need to clarify. Go ahead.
We got on the big screen for the baseball game, and we on the streak. We got on the big screen at the basketball game, the baseball game. I don't know about football, cause Chad, I don't know about the Panther Stadium. Chad, boo boo. You know, I love the Panthers, but that stadium a little different. But we had a really, really good time with them.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm sure Keith will listen to Keith and the girl next time he does an episode, and I'm sure he's going to talk about how fun it was. I made a joke that I was going to steal all of his stuff that he's going to say on the show and bring it up on our show first, so he wouldn't be able to do it, or just so that I take some of the wind out of the sails. I was just joking, of course.
Right.
But nah, we had a real fun time, and we also had a friend come in from out of town that we had like breakfast with, and
that was fun too.
Got to hang out with him and his kids and all that, catch up. So like it was a dope, fun weekend. Mm-hmm. Last thing I gotta say for my stuff, I don't know if you have anything else.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Last thing is this: if you're a superhero, just go through the phone book. And you can find the bad guys. I'm pretty sure
they're all on the phone book. They ain't willing to pay the fee to keep themselves out of it.
Like someone starts terrorizing, the neighborhood. Start looking for ironic names in the phone book, man, because they always have them. Oh, it's the Harlequin. Wonder who she could be. Dr. Harley Quinzel, who works at Arkham Asylum. Oh, damn.
That might fit the name description.
Oh, we could have saved 12 lives if we just started profiling by name.
Yes.
It's not racial profiling, it's name profiling. I think name profiling should be fine in these universes. Start looking into these people. I'm getting tired of them hunting a supervillain, and it's like 47 arsons in before they look at, his name is I don't know, it's Flaming Fireman. And it's like, Flaming Fireman? Well, he works down at the old gasoline plant.
I know, the old fire station.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but maybe Flaming Fireman, bring him in for some questions.
We might need to question him.
Tired of y'all unmasking bad guys and being like, it looks like the night physician is Doctor Nocturnus.
You don't say.
Well, Doctor Nocturnus, how the fuck did this happen?
You never thought that, the dude with night in the name, or that means night, you might want to go check them out.
Right. Oh, the Riddler is Enigma. The fucking Dr. Octopus is little Otto Octavius.
Yes, Otto Octavius.
There's no other Octavius in the fucking phone book.
Go
look at your phone book right now. There's no Octavius in there.
The only person in the world that's gonna be underneath that old.
Lock him up.
Yes, lock him up.
We don't no arms first. Let's just bring him in right away to get to the bottom of this shit after one attack. And then I'm sorry if Octavia Butler and Octavia Spencer get caught up in it too. But they'll pass the questions. It'll be obvious, like, oh yeah, they don't got 8 arms. You could go home, ma'am.
You don't fit the description.
Good grief. People have evil ass names and y'all just letting them walk around the city with just costumes and fucking people up because y'all wouldn't take a scroll through the yellow pages.
Y'all didn't want to look through the white pages.
Disgusting. All right, let's get into some other stuff. There's other news to talk about. Let's see. What should we? I'll play a beat and then we'll come back.
You are not worthy.
That was a good one. Worthy. Who's that one by? That sounds like a psycho music type beat, but I don't know. DJ Jaffa, that's who it was. Okay. Shout out to DJ Jaffa.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got news happening. Today is the anniversary of the Riverboat Brawl. The 1-year anniversary. The day before was Barack Obama's birthday. So just wanted to shout them out.
Yes.
I don't have anything to add to Brawlteenth, as my man Lamont calls it on Karen Hunter show. Let's see what else we got here for news. A woman brought her own snacks to Despicable Me 4 and then the police arrived.
Why did what kind of snacks did she have?
So it was in New Zealand. 2 women took some children to see Despicable Me 4 at Cinema 3 in Phuket. I don't know. It's North Island. I don't even know how you say this word. I'm sure it's very easy to say if you live there. The pair were said to have taken blankets and snack bags containing popcorn, sweets, crisp, and lollipops into the screening without being stopped by any employees. However, just as the movie started, an employee told them to put their snack bags away. They agreed, but the employee apparently insisted on sitting next to them to monitor the snack situation. Okay.
What? Take your ass back where you came from. Are you Mr. Cinema?
This has the potential to turn me into a supervillain myself, because that's crazy.
Right.
Man, you're doing too much. It's just fucking snacks.
Right.
A few minutes later, one of the children popped a Skittle he was already holding into his mouth, and all hell broke loose. The women said the employees started shouting at them and said the police would be called unless they left. The children started crying. My niece asked nicely, if you're calling the phone, are they going to kill my mom? One of the women told the newspaper, and he laughed at that stage. He looked directly in her face and said, yeah, maybe we'll find out. The paper reports that the women agreed to leave the auditorium and continue the discussion in the foyer. 4 police officers then entered the cinema lobby, which the women described as a bit dramatic. It is standard policy in New Zealand for cinemas to ban food brought in from outside. That's standard policy everywhere.
Yeah, it's a policy at every goddamn theater.
No one fucking enforces it with the cops. Come on, man. We need cops in this. Come on.
Right. You want to be super fucking employee.
Like, I know J.L. Covan's applauding this or whatever. Him and Brandon from Medium Popcorn. But come on, guys.
Right. It ain't that serious.
Stop being hall monitors. It is a standard policy in New Zealand for cinemas to ban the food, blah, blah. They have signs posted around, da-da-da.
Yeah, it's...
no outside food or drinks allowed.
Yeah, don't say you'll be arrested. Goddamn.
So, yeah, it's just, why are the police involved?
Because the employee is a dick. The employer could have went on back and let them people have they but like this. They knew it before they went in. Trust me, people know they're not supposed to be bringing outside food.
Now they don't go into detail, so I'm assuming no one got like arrested.
Right.
But calling the fucking police is crazy.
Right, you made a big scene out of kids, it's crying, it's a whole fucking ordeal now.
Oh my god. I could see if they were using their phone on bright, but just snacks. We policing snacks now? What happened? We used to have a societal understanding.
Right.
An unspoken rule. Oh, you snuck it in, you win. Those your snacks now.
If you snuck it in, you win.
I've seen some wild shit in the movie theater.
I have too. Whole ass alcohol wine bottles.
Pungent wings and shit that definitely were not made at AMC, and I'm just like, that's the game. Whatever you can sneak in, that's yours. Who the fuck is sitting next to you? You ain't got nothing else to do, bruh. And you wonder why the theater's going out of business because of this.
Right?
You're blaming Marvel.
Right. People go, I can eat at the house and not have to worry about this bullshit.
You know what? Disney Plus ain't never called the cops on me.
Sure
I know
haven't.
that much.
Never had my kids crying.
Right. Google has lost a massive antitrust lawsuit over its search dominance. It has violated U.S. antitrust law with its search business. A federal judge ruled Monday, handing the tech giant a staggering court defeat with the potential to reshape how millions of Americans get information online and to upend decades of dominance.
I believe this. Yeah.
Well, I'm reporting news, so it's facts.
I mean, I believe they've been doing it for like a long time, but it's going to take this lawsuit to be kind of a course correction.
After having carefully considered and weighed the witness testimony and evidence, the court reaches the following conclusion: Google is a monopolist and has acted as one to maintain its monopoly. It has violated Section 2 of the Sherman Act. Not Section 2 of the Sherman Act.
Who's Mr. Sherman?
Ooh, shit. The decision by the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia is a stunning rebuke of Google's oldest and most important business. The company has spent tens of billions of dollars on exclusive contracts to secure a dominant position as the world's default search provider in smartphones and web browsers.
Yes.
Those contacts have given it the scale to block out would-be rivals such as Bing and DuckDuckGo. The U.S. government alleged in a historic antitrust lawsuit. Apple got to be looking over their shoulder. Because, like, the DOJ is on their ass, too, about being a monopoly and some of the anti-competitive behavior they do, such as every time I try to text with the group chat, and because Andy Klein has, like, a different type of phone, I get not just the green bubbles, but I also get this new thing where it just says what I sent was not sent. And I know other people are seeing it, and I think even Andy is seeing it, but it's just that type of microaggression that makes people, act dumb. We don't do that here, but I mean, other than a joke.
Yeah,
but
we be joking.
People will really do get into this like weird, we pay for these phones, but we act like we were born in the country of the phone, like it's patriotism for a phone, and they, right. You got a green bubble, you this, that, and the other, and it's like, well, you know who decides the bubble's green?
Not
Apple.
Us. Right.
And Apple doesn't have to do that. They just do it to make a fucking point, to be a jerk. When someone sends a picture to you and they have a different type of phone or video, they decide to make it look fucked up.
Yeah, they downgrade it, right. If somebody likes a thumbs up, it just won't pop up like a little bubble.
So the DOJ clearly is like, that's enough of the bullshit.
Right.
Google's exclusive deals with Apple and other key players in the mobile ecosystem were anti-competitive, according to the judge. Google has also charged high prices in search advertising that reflect its monopoly power in the search.
Yeah, I can believe that. And like you say, we ought to have multiple search engines like by now. But basically, it's them, and not funny, everybody else is kind of whack. I don't like Bing. Bing is fucking terrible. And Google actually is terrible now since it done let loose with the AI. Because now shit, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. And I just don't normally go to these other search engines, so I can't even say they terrible. They could have improved, or Google has gotten so bad that maybe those other engines are better now.
That's true.
It doesn't cross my mind, and they do have a bunch of like kind of deals with everybody, which is crazy. But Yeah, we'll see what happens, what the penalties will be, but I'm not that surprised at the ruling, just because I mean, who would disagree that they kind of have fucked up the game on purpose?
Yeah, and it's also come to the point. I know it's kind of phased out over time where Google is like a verb now. You know, it used to didn't be that, but people be like, Google it. Well, it's like literally something to do.
Yeah.
So, you know, once you get, not trying to be funny, to that point in the ecosystem, yeah, it is a kind of a monopoly, because for most people, kind of like me, I don't even look for Bing or the what is. I just recently started seeing commercials for DuckDuckGo. I'm like, the fuck is this? Like a lot of people. And so I'm like, I don't know how to use it. Like, I probably could do it, but it takes an extra step. And like you said, because it's kind of implanted that Google is kind of the simplest and easiest way. And it, like you say, if it's already in your ecosystem, most people aren't going to change.
I mean, it's worked on you, because
Yes,
just the fact
I'm
that
a victim.
the fact that you even said it's easier to use, it's not. They're both, you just put a search term in the bar and it returns what the fuck it returns. Google doesn't even do a good job of that anymore.
No.
So it's not even like, oh man, it's so complicated going to another site. It's just they have done a good job. It's like when you say Kleenex, you think of tissue. You say Xerox, you think of copiers. Doesn't matter who made it.
Yes, don't matter who made it.
So I just think Google is that now. Google means to search. So, you know, that, you know, it's not, that part isn't their fault, but charging exorbitant advertising fees, anti-competitive practices, that kind of stuff is, you know. But I mean, this DOJ is cracking down on these companies, these tech companies especially, and it's going to be interesting to see if that continues, if because I think if Trump wins, it does it.
Yeah, not only with the monopoly like this, a lot of times you are the product, because they don't charge you to use it. So your information, you're searching, you're the product. So they're selling your information. So they're like, hey, we have to do whatever we can to keep all this information so that we can promise our advertisers that they're going to get what they're paying for.
A fraudster scammed an Ohio woman into taking her clothes off. Yeah. A spoof call ended with the Ohio woman being swindled out of $6,000 and then tricked into disrobing so that she could verify her identity via a FaceTime call with a cruel fraudster. The victim told police in Mayfield Heights, a Cleveland suburb, that she received a call last Tuesday from a number that appeared to be the customer service line for Huntington Bank. The male caller, who spoke with an accent, told the woman that there was a potential fraud charge pending. To safeguard her money, he said she would need to move her funds into a different account to avoid her money being stolen. With the scam artist still on the phone, she went to the local Huntington branch bank, withdrew $6,000. She then was directed to go to a Chase Bank ATM, where she deposited the cash into a Chase debit card via her iPhone's Apple Pay feature. After having spent 2 hours on the phone with the man, the woman, whose name was redacted from the police report, returned home, got another call from the fraudster, who wanted to FaceTime with her. The man, who did not have his camera on, asked the woman to provide them a full body scan to verify her identity due to a failed transaction.
Yeah, that's not how.
That's cold.
And that's not how any of this works. And
of course not. I mean,
yeah. And
wait, what? That's not how it works.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
It's very, very fucked up, because odds of your bank calling you are like zero. They normally will send you some shit in the mail. They like, you know, your bank is somewhat kind of old school type of shit when it comes to this. Like every now and then they might, but it's a rarity that they call you. You normally call them, you know, and it's one of those things. But you get there, you hang the fuck up and call the number that you know is real. But hey, what's happening here?
Yeah, the spoofing is the part that gets you. I didn't know they could do that. And I remember one time they spoof called me and I ended up getting tricked into like getting money taken out of my account and all this stuff. And I just immediately, as I hung up, I realized, oh no, that was a scam. That's not real. And you know, and we ended up figuring it out. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and the thing is, even with us, when we went to the bank, they was like, yeah, dog. They didn't even fight you anything. It was like, yeah, we been getting a lot of this bullshit. Like,
yeah, it happens all the time. I think once you go to take your clothes off, spin around, let me look at your body, I think most people would be like, whoa. The woman told cops she undressed and spun in circles on FaceTime to confirm her identity. When the voice on the other end began to laugh, she realized she had been scammed and humiliated. While police have subpoenaed various bank records, the likelihood of identifying the perp probably working from a call center in India are remote.
Right.
Prior to the woman being defrauded, the sheriff had warned that area residents have been receiving scam phone calls from the same spoof Huntington Bank number. The bank cops notice advised customer service will never reach out with a telephone call requesting information regarding your account.
Yeah, because they have all this information. The most
Yeah.
they might ask for is, can I get like a verification? Something
well,
like that.
no, they're never gonna call you.
That's
like
true
this,
too. No,
period.
right.
And the reason that that's important is because a lot of people can spoof. They can get some information off the dark web with you. So they can be like, okay, well, we know that your email address is this, but can you provide us with the password? So they provide you with enough information that you go, oh, no, this is a real call from my bank.
Right.
They know my mailing address or whatever, but they've just gotten that information somewhere off the dark web.
Agreed.
And then you go, oh, okay, so all you need is my PIN number. And it's like, that's why they always send those fraud alerts out from the bank. And it's like, we would never ask for your PIN number because that's the kind of thing they do.
Yeah, they text you and they email you. They go, we will not reach you in this method. We will actually send you mail, like mail. You be done got shit complete, and 3 days later, you don't get a receipt going, this is what we did.
And it's kind of interesting because she might get her money back because it's the bank.
Right.
But if this shit happens on like a Cash App, a PayPal, a Venmo, those places have no recourse for shit like this.
They do not.
You get scammed, you just got scammed.
Yep.
Ain't no FDIC insured, none of that shit.
And truth be told, they need to crack on them motherfuckers and get them to actually do right and give people their money and have more rules and regulations on that shit too.
North Carolina's Attorney General looking into Elon Musk Trump-backed PAC. A Trump backing PAC, sorry. North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein is the second AG to announce a probe into a website set up by Elon Musk's Political Action Committee, America PAC. This nigga not even from here. The site has been running an online voter registration site that invites Americans to update their details. Complaints state if the voter lives in a swing state, a form gathers personal information but does not register them. Our office is aware of the issue and is looking into it. Our office is looking into this. We have not opened a formal investigation. Okay. Wait, why did I say she? Josh Stein is a man. Said a spokeswoman for Stein. Got it. Thank you. Michigan Secretary of State also announced on Sunday that her office is looking into the complaints. So, yeah, this is a dirty person. I don't know why you would be going to his website either, but it's gonna be a dirty ass election. They are really trying to trick people with this bullshit. The Project 2025 director, basically, like, they had a leadership shakeup after Trump said, "Oh, I don't know what Project 2025 is. I just have many of the people in charge of it working on my staff, but I actually denounce it. It's bad, and I don't agree with it." So the director of the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025 vision for a complete overhaul of the federal government stepped down Tuesday after blowback from Donald Trump's campaign when Donald Trump's campaign tried to distance themselves from it. But that means nothing.
That means nothing.
It's musical chairs.
Yep, they're going to replace somebody else and keep it trucking until somebody asks about this bullshit again.
Right. They are going to actually try to pull this off if they win. Period. And just let this dude stepping out means nothing to those plans.
Nothing. You cut one head, all somebody else is going to do is replace it. It did not one period of time that they say we're going to stop. Not one period of time that they say they're going to disavow. It's him doing it. He fucking disavows everything. He doesn't know nobody. But he be like, it wasn't me. But we got you in the picture. It wasn't me. But we got you on the phone call. It wasn't me.
Right.
You know, type of shit. So this don't mean nothing.
Agreed. All right, let's get into some other stuff. Let's try some other types of news. All right, we got plenty of news to talk about. How about this?
White people do for bringing egg salad to the barbecue. We might be problematic or a little bit dim. That sounds really harsh on our fragile pieces. White people do.
Oh yeah, let's see what the white folks is up to today. Oh, you know what? Hearty congratulations goes out to Tim Scott. He got married to Mindy Nose.
Oh, he married that lady?
He that's what they saying, Karen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did his family show up?
Well, I don't know. When you look at the picture of the wedding, you know, and it zooms out to the audience,
it was a private
it doesn't
ceremony?
look like no, that's not what I'm saying. When you zoom out, it doesn't look like the typical interracial marriage where one side has a lot of black people on it, one side has a lot of white people on it. It just kind of looked like all white people with a couple chocolate chips thrown in. Yeah, he's 58. He married interior designer Minnie Nose, 47, on Saturday in South Carolina. You know, good luck to the newlyweds.
Good luck to them all.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think he would try to take it this far, but maybe, you know, he's really in a rush to see if now that JD Vance is looking a little bit iffy,
that he's gonna get a cabinet seat somewhere.
No, that's not. No.
Oh,
no. You just not listening to me. Now that JD Vance, the VP pick, is looking a little iffy, Trump might still cut him, and then he's gonna need to find him another VP.
Oh,
so I think this is Tim throwing his, throwing his hat in the ring.
Oh, I'm dedicated to the cause.
Yeah, I think he's not giving up yet.
Yeah,
I think if he thought it was completely over, he's like, why would I marry this woman? But
right,
now that it's, a slight chance. It's a slight chance. He's like, just the VP they making jokes about fucking couches. Trump, if it's me, they just gonna talk about my gums and my coonery. You could deal with that.
You can deal with the gums and coonery.
You could deal with that. No, like, they know that I'm a weirdo from way back, but like this JD, he introducing new weird stuff. Okay, you don't gotta worry about me and the memes with the Mo cushion for the pushing and homosexual or whatever the fuck people keep saying. Like, you don't have to worry about that.
You ain't got to worry about memes with a couch talking about sit on me.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's it's a different type of environment over here with me. So
yes, it is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I honestly, truly cannot believe they went through with this. I would have lost. If we had a bet, I would have lost it. I would be like, not only will they not get married soon, they won't ever get married.
That's what I thought.
And this is the pictures. There's no bride and groom side. Both sides look
like it's the brides.
Yep. Just alabaster snowfields. Just out there all throughout the congregation. I don't even know if Tim Scott has a mom or a sister or brother.
I don't know. Not unless they went old school. They put him in the back.
Yeah. Or maybe they didn't show up to this farce.
I personally think it's number 2, honestly.
The world tour is ruined. Justin Timberlake has been suspended from driving. He was rearranged in virtual court and from his Euro tour on DUI charges nearly 2 months after his arrest, and the judge said, I'm taking your license.
They said, we tired of you.
Cry me a river, he said. So yeah, I think it's interesting that he won't be able to drive the tour bus anymore. So that might be it. Where else they gonna go?
Where else is they gonna go?
He's 43.
Uber driver everywhere. We're just gonna Uber the bus.
He's 43. He was looking stone-faced on the screen, only speaking twice to respond to Judge Carl Iris. I don't know. The judge told Timberlake he was suspending his driving privileges in the state of New York because of his refusal to take a breath test at a police headquarters after his arrest, but did not specify how long the suspension would last. Also, it might not be that. Maybe he gets back from tour and they're like, all right, you good to go now.
Something like that, yeah.
They tried to dismiss the case, but it didn't happen. So good luck to him. You hate to see somebody down so bad like that. It's hopefully he can get everything back in sync over there.
I hope so.
MrBeast, YouTube's biggest star, acknowledges past inappropriate behavior as controversies swirl.
Oh no!
Don't they all have past inappropriate behavior at this point, though? Like, whenever I see one of these like super mega famous YouTube people that got billions of followers after figuring out the algorithm and they've been broadcasting since they was 12, I'm like, so when do we decide to go back to the beginning and find the bullshit? Because it's always some bullshit because they're out there fucking around trying to get famous. Ain't no HR to be a YouTuber. You just out there trying shit, repeating what you think is funny, trying to find a hook, saying the most salacious, outrageous shit because that's what the algorithm rewards.
Yes, it does.
And at some point, someone always pulls out the archive and they be like, what about this shit you said back before you was famous?
Yeah, what about this shit you said when you was 12? Because, you know, a lot of them been doing this shit the majority of their lives.
Yeah, now I don't know. I haven't seen whatever he said. Of course, you know, the spokesperson for the YouTuber put out a statement because that's how famous he is.
Yes, MrBeast is very
His
famous.
people put out a statement to be like, the dude whose videos you watch.
Yeah, MrBeast, he has like a burger chain. He has like like stuff he do with the NBA. Like he's literally everywhere.
His logo's on the Charlotte Hornets jerseys, and he has like a certain type of candy or food called Feastables.
Yep.
But yeah, so he has in recent weeks people have accused him of his brought up accusations of past racist comments that surfaced along with allegations that a longtime colleague made of inappropriate sexual comments to minors. Oh, they love that one. They love talking to the kids over there. When Jimmy was a teenager, he acted like many kids and used inappropriate language while trying to be funny, a spokesperson said. Over the years, he has repeatedly apologized and has learned that increasing influence comes with increased responsibility to be more aware and more sensitive to the power of language. After making some bad jokes and other mistakes when he was younger, as an adult, he has focused on engaging with the MrBeast community to work together to make a positive impact around the world.
You said it. You was like, yeah, and the thing is, everybody fuck up, but you know, when you trying to be on YouTube and every fucking moment or second of your life, depending on how much you record is recorded, it's gonna be out there. When other people you had to be there for the moment, and if you wasn't there, oh well.
And also, just cynically, feel good charity content is still content.
Yes,
it's still
it is.
content that is happening. It's a product.
Yes.
He just makes feel good products. It's, you know, we built houses. We you know, I see it all the time on YouTube. Hey, here's $200. What should I get the next person? I don't know, a car. And then go up to that person. Hey, I'm gonna give you this car. What should I get the next person? You know, I don't this. You know, and then and it's feel good content, but it's content. And I can't help see that as a content creator of like, oh yeah, this isn't like you told me a story of how you gave somebody a car. No, you needed to film it, do multiple takes, get different angles, get someone with a camera. You got your microphone.
It's part of the production.
Yeah, even with MrBeast, it's just a bigger level production.
Right.
He built a whole town or whatever. But and I'm not saying that makes them necessarily good or bad people. It's just they are selling content is my point.
Yes.
It's not about being more cynical or mean towards them. Just
not immoral.
There's no reason to assume like they're a great person or a terrible person.
Right.
It's Keith Lee, he's making content. It doesn't make you a good or bad person if you're into it or not into it. It doesn't mean that he has to be on. When we do this podcast, a camera's on me.
Yes.
I know the camera's there. I'm speaking to you, audience, speaking to Karen. This is not the same as sitting down with me while I'm like watching TV. You know what I mean?
No, it is
like,
not.
That's just part of what you have to do. That being said, I think what happens is these people get so big, they become like these tentpole like figures in society.
Right.
And at no point does being a YouTuber prepare you for that. There's no training. There's no HR. There's no like you just get to fuck up. And you fuck up, and it's forever for the most part because we have it on tape somewhere. And you and there's no like in between of like, yeah, he fucked up, but we understand. Your fans will understand because they like you.
Yes, because they like you.
But everyone else is invested in not liking you, so they don't want to. All this forgiveness and shit. They don't want to have that for these people. This happens every time we have a draft, or it used to happen. We had a draft in the NBA, NFL, and they'd always pull up some like. here, first of all, everyone in the draft is like between 18 and 21 years old. Okay. They're pulling up tweets from 5, 6, 10 years ago and being like, look what John Morant was talking about when he was 10.
He was a child.
And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, dog, but there's nothing you can show me where I'll be like, well, fuck, that guy should never, ever get to play NBA basketball.
Right. I just don't have that in me. You know, I know some people will feel like that, but I'm trying, particularly if you're older, I'm looking at you sideways because I'm like, bitch, you fucked up too. It just wasn't on camera and wasn't recorded.
Yeah, so it's just kind of an interesting thing. But I'm also not surprised by it because these motherfuckers right here really, when they started in the mud, the whole goal was, how do I get the most attention? And that is the currency of the social media and the internet. And so what you have to do to get attention, there's a lot of trial and error.
Yes, it is.
A 2017 clip circulated by the YouTube influencer Rosanna Pensino in July 24th showed that MrBeast Donaldson responded to a viewer who commented about selling black people for money and said that the most I would probably pay is $300. Donaldson also used a homophobic slur at multiple points. After one commenter repeated a racial slur, Donaldson eventually instructed his audience to stop using that word in the chat. And that, who knows if that's like I'm trying to show y'all a better way, or just guys are gonna get kicked out if y'all keep typing that in the chat. The algorithm on YouTube or something will be like, this is a racist feed, but I'm gonna keep saying stuff, or I'm gonna keep making jokes about it. That's fine. Pansino told the AP she worked on various potential business ventures with Donaldson over the last several years, though none of them ever launched. Last fall, she complained publicly about an edit of her appearance in a MrBeast video, though eventually deleted the post after she said she received death threats from fans. Pansino said the contrary to popular opinion is just not true, that Donaldson has always made family-friendly content. His first videos, he was trying to be an edgy gamer and streamer. He said horrible and nasty things, and I didn't know that. I had no idea the history was there. In a separate clip from a May 2017 podcast appearance, Donaldson suggested he would have sex with the rapper Bad Bobby, whose real name is Danielle Bergoli. She was 14 years old at the time. The video has since been removed for violating YouTube's community guidelines.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how old he was, but yeah, that whether he was trying to be edgy or funny. And there were other people that said shit like that I thought was like super wild for people to just be even making those kind of jokes. But
right,
yeah, these motherfuckers often are trying to just find a way to the attention and say what they gotta be.
Right. Once again, how do you know that person wants their name out there?
Which person?
Like, you know, he said he had sex with that person. Like, how do you know?
No. Bad Bobby is okay. You know her, Karen. It's the How About That?
Oh, okay.
So it's not like he put her name out there. She's famous already. But
okay, I'm with you.
She was a child the whole time.
Yes, she
was famous for being a reprehensible child.
Yes, sir. People have a tendency to forget that, but yes.
So these guys think they're being funny and edgy to be like, oh yeah, I'd fuck her or whatever, you know. And they, you know, guys do think that shit is like funny, you know. Finding some like right around that age girl and obsessing over them and making jokes about their bodies and all that type of shit. Like, haha, no one's ever done this type of edgy humor. But it's creepy.
Yes, it is.
But specifically, when you pivot to wholesome content,
right,
this is in your closet now.
Yes, it is. And people are going to pull it up.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised at any of it being in the closet. Not because I'm like, I always knew he was terrible, but because I always know the things people do to get this attention are typically terrible things.
Because you want attention.
Yeah, at least try something out. You're going to try something terrible out. Because too many people like PewDiePie have made it, and there's an influence there, and while you're trying to find your voice or whatever, you're like, should I be a terrible Let me try what he did.
Right. You know, he got all this money making these billions. And that's the thing. They get rewarded to all you have is a bunch of half-ass imitators trying to do the same shit. They're just not as successful.
He later clarified on another episode that he wouldn't do that because she's way too young. And he joked that they said they should say something offensive that people can take out of context. So he tried to make it seem like, yeah, it was just, I was being funny with that.
Yeah, that edgy humor.
Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, it just sounds like he was trying to be funny back then and failing at it. This is why you have open mics and people don't record them, because a lot of the shit when you're trying to find the voice and find what's funny is going over the line. And the internet line is even crazier than the comedy club line.
Yes, it is.
You know, because to get the attention, you almost had to go further out than other people. Let's see. Collaborator controversy. Those clips emerged as internet sleuths alleging that longtime MrBeast collaborator Ava Chris Tyson interacted inappropriately with minors online. Under scrutiny are Tyson's past conversations with an underage teenage fan, including public posts where the two discussed nude images and anime pornography. The fan denied any exploitation in the July 22nd post on X, describing such accusations as massive lies and twisting the truth. That is what Twitter does. Even if there was something inappropriate there, this is the same thing I said about Drake and so many other celebrities. The internet's never satisfied it. Like, that's just weird and creepy.
Right.
No, it's criminal.
Yes, you got to be thrown in jail. Yeah. Yes.
Travis Scott had to go to prison. And I said, is that going to happen or y'all overreacting?
Overreacting.
You know.
There's a lot of steps before you get to him.
You could feel what he did was irresponsible without taking it to he murdered 20 people or whatever.
Agreed.
And the same thing with this internet celebrity shit is like, you can take this from that was inappropriate and you shouldn't have had that conversation to, oh, that's a pedophile and they abuse that kid. And the reason stuff like that is dangerous, even for our side to traffic in, is that there is a whole other apparatus out there that just constantly accuses people of shit that like pedophilia, grooming, and stuff like that. And death threats and all that shit follows that.
Yes.
And it's just a tactic of harassment. So being accurate matters. To say someone did something inappropriate is different to me than being like, we have proof. And the other thing is it gives people a out, because, and this happened with Drake thing too. People are like, he's a pedophile, and then those girls come out and they're like, he's never had sex with me. It's never been nothing like that. We don't want to believe him for confirmation bias and so we can stay mad at Drake. But the truth is, it's not actionable. It's not going, the police aren't going to do anything.
Right. The
person is saying that didn't happen, and we can't rob them of their voice in this situation and be like, well, I don't feel that way. It must have happened because I don't like this rapper or whatever. And so I do wonder how much of that is what happened here, where this person did something inappropriate. It's not MrBeast, but it's a collaborator of him. But because it's time to take down MrBeast, it's like, you hang out with pedophiles, nigga. Like, you gotta go. At any rate, Nate Wayman said he and a fan had done unpaid technical work running Tyson's streams and would all play video games together for hours on end. Wayman said Tyson had a private Discord server with about 10 people, mostly other minors around 14 years old, and would frequently spam the server with pornographic images. Ooh, well, that is different than the other ones. Tyson announced her departure from all things MrBeast and social media on July 23rd. Yeah, it's funny, man, because the shit is business now.
It's a business. Ain't no more yucks.
Y'all thought y'all was just kicking it and being funny, and the motherfucking LLCs get involved and
motherfuckers not step down. No, you ain't. They're looking like you ain't fucking up the money for everybody, bitch. You got to go.
Billions of dollars involved now. Donaldson posted on July 24th that he was disgusted and opposed such unacceptable acts as MrBeast, and is hiring independent investigators to look into the allegation. Tyson has been the target of transphobic attacks since she came out last year as transgender. Oh, so you do have an element of groomer, transgender, LGBT. Oh, there's a lot of mess here. Because, like, if it's true, it's true. But you don't want to serve like that right-wing agenda that just says that about people for being trans.
Right.
And he's that famous that people absolutely are going to do it.
Right, because the thing is, for most people, if you on YouTube for any length of time, for most people, you will eventually, even if it's just one, eventually MrBeast will float somewhere around because he's like,
he's super famous
everywhere. Right. For some people, they go, who is that? But a lot of the time, it's probably because you don't.
He's
spend
got TV
time
commercials.
On YouTube.
He's more famous than just YouTube at this point. He's super famous. Last April, Donaldson defended his close friend against a video describing her as a nightmare for MrBeast. Donaldson wrote on Twitter at the time, "This is getting absurd," affirmed their friendship and said that transphobia was starting to anger him. I don't know, looking bad, MrBeast. Last week, a former employee accused Donaldson of rigging the contest in his videos, running illegal lotteries, and deceiving his fans. The person made the sweeping accusations under an alias in a YouTube video that has reached over 6.9 million viewers since it's posted last week. That's the least surprising thing so far that I've read. Because it's content. It's content. It's like with game theory, there was like a mandate that we don't do sketches. We do like we can do like almost like a reality show thing. So you can set up a museum, but you need to bring people in that aren't affiliated with the show necessarily, who can tour the museum. We can film it until we get some good takes, and then I don't know why that was the mandate, but they didn't want to make it too sketchy, is what they said. But when I tell y'all, there's just times where you're like, someone's gonna say this, we need to say this in response to this. It's manufactured. I got a friend they will be good for this, we should get them to be on the show. And then you look on TV and you're like, oh man, how did Gastor Almonte get on the show? Because somebody knows Gastor and put his name in the hat. And it was like, can we get Gastor on the show? They might have also put Shalay Sharp's name in the hat, but for some reason that one didn't make it. But the point being, like, I've never watched a MrBeast thing and thought, like, but you know what? His target is kids too. Mm-hmm. So you know what? I take that back. I guess because it would fool a kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking about it from my adult brain. Like, obviously this is fake, but yeah, there's kids that probably are like, yeah,
they grew up on him because he's like a staple. So he's been around long enough for some of these children. They went from like elementary to like teenagers now. Like, he's literally been around that long. Well, they literally have grown up and watched probably dozens and dozens and probably thousands of videos, depending on their age, of him.
Yeah, now that I think about it, all this shit is pretty whack for him. Yeah, because I just kept thinking of it from an adult perspective, but when you're appealing to kids, it is different.
Yes,
I'm not saying it's fair,
right?
But like, you're not dealing with like cynical, savvy adults in a lot of this content.
They can maneuver this a little bit.
Yeah,
better.
And people do trust, whether it's right or wrong. This is literally one of those times where they do trust their kids being around your ecosystem.
Yes,
not saying they should, but that's who you're appealing to. This isn't like if kids started fucking with the blackout tips, where it's like, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing over here.
That would be my question. Why are you over here?
We put explicit for adults on every episode. So
yes, so if you're over here, just know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if that happened with us and somebody was like, my kid listens to you when you were cursing, I'd be like, that's your fault.
Yes, it is.
But if I made content for kids, I don't think I can say,
no,
nah, that's my fault, or hey, that was back in the day, man, before we started monitoring the Discord. So yeah, maybe some kids got some pornographic images on the Discord, but come on. All this is bad.
Yeah, that's a little different. Now, it's different if you're a child and your parents know and everybody's like, oh, okay, like because you have parents involved, which is completely different.
I'm sure he gonna make a almost crying video looking into the camera explaining this at some point, because that's what you do with the light
shining half up your nose.
That's what you do with YouTube. When you fuck up and you're a YouTuber, you got to do it like very serious.
Everything is content.
You got to do it very serious. I mean, but you got to do it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? Go to people's house? He gonna have to pull out the camera and do a very serious, no jokes, no edit. Like it's gonna be a drag, but he gonna have to do that shit because it's crazy. Donaldson has not publicly responded to the substantiated claims. Chucky Appleby, who co-founded the YouTube analytics platform ViewStats alongside Donaldson, said the former employee was fired within a month after displaying erratic behavior. In a July 29th post on Twitter, Appleby denied accusations that MrBeast fakes videos and said it would have been impossible to hide scripted segments from the countless people on set. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, a lot of that is just terminology based. Cause like it's not a sketch or it's not scripted, but if you kind of just put it this way, you be a fucking fool to go out into the field with no fucking idea what was gonna happen.
Right, no idea.
I wouldn't hold it against them, but yeah, you gotta absolutely figure out like, this is what we're doing. This is the kind of people we're gonna have doing it. This is what we expect. Sure, some unscripted, some wild things gonna happen, but generally, these are the things, and this is the kind of person we want to win. This is the, that kind of thing. I would not be shocked. So, Mr. Beast, that's some sad white people news.
Mm-hmm. We will see. Like, trust, all this money, some investigation is gonna happen.
Queen Mary of Denmark hit by a scooter during a royal outing in surprising moment caught on video.
Damn. Who?
Queen Mary of Denmark. She regally recovered from being regally recovered. What does regal recover mean?
Mm-hmm.
Was recovered like a bitch. Like, what is regal recovering? Regally recovered from being struck by a scooter during a recent royal engagement. Earlier this month, the Queen of Denmark, 52, was hit by a man riding a mobility scooter during her visit to Greenland with her husband, King Frederick.
Damn, he ain't see her? Well, they didn't see her?
I guess not. I don't know. A video of the frightening moment is now making the rounds on social media, and the Danish royal house told national outlet Ekstrabladet that no one was injured in the July 4th incident.
How fast was this scooter going? It was moving, apparently.
I guess so. They got it on TikTok. Let me see if I can share it with y'all. But yeah, apparently she was out there in them streets, and the scooter got her. Okay, it must. Oh, I see. Okay, it wasn't going that fast. I think the person just didn't see her, and it seemed like maybe they bumped into like right at that point in the knee where it makes you fall.
Yeah.
Where if you bump somebody from behind, they'll fall down. Oh, this is not bad. People get hit harder by this than by dogs that just are friendly.
Yeah, dog heavy enough it'll take your ass down.
Now, I don't know if that was a regal recovery that we just witnessed. It's like a regular person recovery, but I don't know much about the crown.
Me either. And Shay, I'm like you. Where's her security? You can just roll up on her like that?
Right, I guess so. A bodyguard hopped in to push back the vehicle, and the royal appeared visibly shaken when she reappeared on camera.
Of course.
According to the outlet, the scooter driver said, "I do not know what happened." But she's okay, everybody. And
I'm glad she is.
she's recovering regally. So, crisis averted. Crisis averted. Let's see. Do I want to do another one? You know what? No, I don't.
Okay.
I want to skip over to guess the race.
Okay.
What time is it?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
Guess the race time. Go around the globe, find different articles. Karen guess the race of the people involved, and the chat room plays along. And everyone playing his races. All right, let's get into it. 3 tree workers shot while clearing way for power company before suspects shot by cops during an arrest.
3 tree workers.
3 tree workers.
Okay.
They're not Jamaicans. It wasn't tree workers.
No, but I wanted to be sure. That's why
Tree workers, mom.
I was like, wait a minute. What am I hearing?
A man shot 3 tree workers while they were clearing trees for a power company before being shot himself by police officers during his arrest. The incident happened near Murphytown, North Carolina, located in the Green Mountain area of Yancey County, when local resident 36-year-old Lucas Wilson Murphy confronted contract workers clearing the way of right of way for the power company. We have too many guns in America.
Yes, we do. These people just trying to do their jobs.
There's no reason any of this. First of all, they're clearing trees. What do you think they're doing? And I guarantee you they're wearing safety equipment.
Yes,
You just shot them because you wanted to shoot somebody.
Yes, I guarantee you, like most of them, everything they wear is bright as shit. It's repellent. Got reflectors on them. Shit's gonna blind you. Everything is high yellow, green, neon orange, like the brightest of the brightest colors. They fucking got the company plastered on their back. They rolled up in the goddamn fucking company truck. What are we doing here?
All 3 victims sustained serious injuries and had to go to the hospitals where they were receiving medical treatment.
So that means you slow them down from doing their jobs, and now what's gonna happen? They're gonna send somebody else. You're gonna shoot the next group of people that's gonna come out there to probably do the shit that the first group didn't finish.
I don't think that's how that's gonna work, Karen. He shot the people, and they got sent to the hospitals. But remember in the article, the police shot the dude too. So
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna shoot the next group of people because his ass gonna be in jail with nursing a bullet wound. He gonna be laid up. He gonna be in the hospital next door to the people he shot. Like, damn.
They're gonna be.
So this what it feel like.
This what it feel like to be shot at. Damn.
I had no opportunity to shoot the next group. I'm in here with y'all. Yancey County deputies immediately responded to the scene and began to exchange gunfire with Murphy as they attempted to arrest him. During this exchange, an officer-involved shooting took place, resulting in Mr. Murphy sustaining an injury. He was taken to the hospital. He was taken into custody immediately, transported to the area hospital where he's being treated for his injury.
So they show up and you fighting them too. You just want to shoot somebody today.
They didn't release any possible motives for why he shot at them people.
Racism.
Okay, Karen said racism. Interesting, because we're playing guess the race. Interesting. All right, Karen, guess the race.
Oh, that dude was white, and the people on the pole was some form of a brown.
On the pole, well, they're tree clearers, so they probably weren't on any poles. But yeah. Let's check the chat room and see what they believe. Caught up in the canopy crossfire, white, says Nerdy the Sensei. White, says D. So we got the white. Karen's going white.
Mm-hmm. You shooting them and the police officers? Yes.
Yeah. Paul Bunyan white. Say what?
I said apparently everybody can catch a bullet from that person.
Well, the correct answer is white. I say immediately taking them to the hospital and getting them treatment feels very white.
Mm-hmm. And my thing is, I guarantee you, that followed by get off my property.
Yeah, and I'm with you. In my mind, I feel like the workers were black. He saw black people on his land, and it just went and got the gun.
Yep, didn't ask no questions. Fuck all the shit that you got. You are probably sitting in a container with the company's logo on it, but fuck all that. What are you doing here?
A woman was arrested for domestic battery with an Apple Watch.
Oh,
Trying to burn some calories.
apparently so.
Did she select that on there? Like, let's see. Functional workout, elliptical, outdoor walk. Ooh, here it is. Domestic violence. Gonna burn some calories.
Yeah, get that heart rate up.
1 a.m. argument about relationship issues turned violent when Kayleen Tresender, 35, threw her Apple device at the man who had placed her clothing and belongings in bags, so probably was saying, you gotta get out of here. Mm-hmm. The watch hit the 35-year-old victim in the left ear, causing a small cut, which bled.
Damn, this watch kind of strong. I didn't realize it that strong. Or did she get the upgrade? The big ass one is made of titanium. She must have had a good Apple Watch.
This is the same thing happened to Trump.
Right.
Cops also noted that the man's V-neck was stretched and torn by the defendant who grabbed him by the collar.
Damn.
The alleged attack occurred in the couple's Gulfport, Florida home. She and the victim are parents to 3 small children. Babies having babies. She was arrested on a misdemeanor count and booked in the county jail. She had previously been convicted of a DUI and leaving the scene of an accident. She was ordered by a judge to have no contact with the victim, with the exception of exchanging texts for the sole purpose of child care. The Apple Watch was not confiscated by police. You gotta get your steps in.
Right?
All right, Karen. What race do you think this habitual line stepper is?
What's the name?
Her name is Kayleen Tresender.
I'm going white.
All right, Karen's going white. Let's check the chat room and see what they believe. White says D. All right. Let's give some other people a chance here. Take your time, everybody. It's fine. Bitch, what time is it? White.
That's funny.
She got to keep the watch white. Yeah, she did get to keep the watch. Sounds like a hillbilly named White.
I'm trying to get my circles full.
Right. All right, well, the correct answer is White. I wonder if she threw it at him like how when Jon Snow got shanked and everybody kept being like, for the watch. But she threw it, but it was an Apple Watch. For the Apple Watch. Man, what a... I guess now he know what time it is.
Yes, he does.
I wonder if she's going to be watch banned from the house.
She probably ignored the breathe. You know how they take breathe? She ignored that. It was like, nope, ain't nobody breathing today.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Threw it all in his face. Face to face. All right, let's get to the bonus round. Karen's 2 for 2.
I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get the race.
Gold chain,
It's time to
fried
get the
chicken,
race.
biscuit
It's
eating,
time
monkey
to get
eating,
the race.
baboon, big guy,
It's
and
time
fast
to
running,
get the
high
race.
jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
An argument early Saturday began over Dr. Isha Persad, a 34-year-old dentist, getting her husband Taco Bell and McDonald's for his birthday.
Taco Bell and McDonald's?
For his birthday.
Okay, all right.
During the 12:20 a.m. squabble, she allegedly threw a soft shell taco at the 35-year-old birthday boy. The delicacy struck the man on the right side of his face. When a patrolman responded to the couple's St. Petersburg residence, the burrito was still on the victim's face.
Damn.
That's a good burrito. Stick to your ribs.
It stuck the landing.
Right. It was extra cheese. Okay?
Yes.
It is unclear why an arrest report alternatively refers to the Mexican missile as a taco and a burrito, though perhaps the investigator...
Because it is a taco and a burrito. What we talking about here?
Yeah, that's why. Also, everything in Taco Bell is made with the same 7 ingredients.
So I say it is a taco or burrito. It don't matter.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Even the Mexican piece is a taco. They use the
Right.
same ingredients.
The victim, who has been married to Persad for 5 years, said he was not injured by the Taco Bell menu item. Yeah, at least he didn't have no fire sauce on it.
Right? Could have took you out.
Right,
You lose eye with that one.
right. Although it does sound like maybe she had the Diablo in her.
Yeah.
You told me to do it. Who told you to do it? The demons.
Let's see. After being read her rights, she reportedly said she threw a burrito at the victim after he threw a bag at her. Prasad was arrested for domestic battery, a misdemeanor, and booked in the county jail, from which she was later released on her recognizance. Her and her spouse last year purchased their Florida home for $535,000. Wow, they really giving us a lot of
They background.
their information. I don't know if we should be saying all this.
Like, but they eating Taco Bell and McDonald's.
She holds dental licenses in Florida and South Carolina, where they previously resided. And it says on her website that her and her husband wholeheartedly embrace the coastal lifestyle and delight in savoring our community's different culinary offerings. Well, he got offered some culinary straight to the face. Karen, guess the race of Dr. Isha Persad.
Isha Prasad, I'm going black.
Karen's going black. Let's check the chat room to see what they believe. Squabbling at 12:30 a.m. and throwing tacos, black. Not in this economy. Even Taco Bell too expensive to be throwing.
Ain't it though?
We ain't got shit to talk about, black.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah, they had a lot of big beef Mexican melting over there.
Yes, they did.
Black, Indian. This is a couple of blacks.
Not a couple of them.
They say it like Donald Trump. Black. Saying black. Wow. Try to get me MrBeast it up here. The correct answer is Taco was white people taco. Okay, the correct answer is Karen said white. Chat room, a lot of y'all. Karen said black. I'm sorry. Chat room said black, and a lot of people said white. The correct answer is actually Indian. Shout out to the one person that got it. You get the golf clap. Very rare. And that's her.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. That'll teach his ass. I know that much. But honestly though, getting someone McDonald's and Taco Bell for their birthday, I can see why that started a fight. You know, like if you want to break up, just break up with me. If you don't love me no more, just say that.
We ain't got to do this. Let's not wasting people's time.
Midnight Taco Bell and McDonald's. I mean, unless that's like y'all's love language and now y'all fuck with each other like that. That I can see him being like, nah. Like, what you doing, boo? What we doing? What we doing? Happy birthday? What? I took you to Ruth Chris.
Right, and you give me Taco Bell?
Right. All right. Last thing.
I guess you just wanted to wrap that birthday right on up.
See, you got a lot of cheesy jokes.
I do.
All right.
He fucked with her. She was just sour creaming it.
What? What does that mean?
Sour cream, like sour, like her attitude was sour.
Oh, okay, sure. You got
Thanks. I told you my shit ain't got to make sense, but that's that. You know, I'm just tossing them out.
Okay, so moving on.
Like she did this. Not queso. Moving on. That good.
Two brothers were hospitalized and arrested. Two brothers were hospitalized and arrested following a violent altercation involving a knife and a sword in a Seattle apartment early Sunday morning, according to Seattle Police Department. At 3:31 a.m. on August 4th, officers responded to reports of a stabbing at an apartment. When officers arrived, they found two individuals with multiple stab wounds. Not multiple.
Shit, they meant that then. Because I'm trying to tell you, with the knives, you got to get up close and personal.
One stabbing is enough for me.
Ain't it though?
Initially, neither party was forthcoming about the incident, and it was believed that a suspect was still at large. So it's like, who did this? Who stabbed both of y'all? Turned out that after looking at the evidence, the two men had engaged in a fight involving a knife and a sword, which took place throughout the apartment. Boy, what kind of Tom and Jerry?
So they were fucking each other up.
How old are these brothers? Both brothers had sustained stab wounds to their bodies and heads.
Oh, y'all were going for the gold.
They both chose the right to remain silent, so the police don't know who started it.
Oh no!
And they're both arrested on second-degree domestic violence assault
against each other.
Damn. What?
Right? Y'all been fighting like this for years.
Seattle. Y'all get down like that? I had no idea.
Be safe out there.
Damn, the article after this is woman stabbed multiple times in South Philadelphia, but they don't say if it was a sword or not. That's gotta suck.
That might
in South Philadelphia, stabbed and frayed.
Oh
no! On the playground is where we did most of our slays. All right, sorry.
I feel bad for the mom because I guarantee you, she probably had to deal with them fucking each other up like this for a long time.
I don't know. They say two brothers. They didn't say what age.
Right? Are they
like
close in age?
Are they kids and like the mom? They stay with their moms, or they like adults and they're just brother roommates. I have a lot more questions and answers in that one, but the number one thing is shouldn't have been no sword at the house.
Nope, swords.
Okay. All right, that's it. Thanks for listening, y'all. Appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow. We have DJ Ben Amin as the guest. We're going to talk to him about his upcoming comic book release about Jimi Hendrix. Can't wait to catch up with that brother. Probably talk some Game of Thrones too, the House of Dragons and stuff like that. So we'll see you then. And then, of course, Wednesday is our House of the Dragon recap. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of your night. We appreciate y'all hanging